Good morning. You've got Chris Davis Salter here, and this is Woman Speak. There has been so much turmoil surrounding this transfer of power from President Barack Obama to President-elect Donald Trump. Now, I know some of you are saying Donald Trump is not my president now and will never be my president. Well, just by the nature of things, Donald J. Trump is the president of the United States of America. Whether we like it, don't like it, agree with what he says, or disagree with what he says, he is the president of the United States. Now, we can all still have our opinions, because I, for one, will tell you that I have watched over the past 8+ years President Barack Obama endure quite a disservice to the office of presidency, more than anyone should have to endure, especially when their motive is to do good for the country. Now, I can't read his mind, but I believe President, and some would rather I say former President, Barack Obama, did good. He tried to do good. I think he tried to unite this country, even in spite of the total disrespect and the total irreverence simply for the office that he held. As his wife, I can imagine that Michelle Obama probably suffered just as much as her husband did, knowing that he wanted nothing but good for the country. And by the way, he did a lot of good for the country. I don't agree with everything that he approved. I don't agree with everything that he has done in office. But what I do know is how to respect people and how to respect an office. The transfer of power. I know that a lot of people are thinking that it's going from one man to the next. And in actuality, it is. But in truth, the one thing that I do know for a fact and a truth is that nothing is going to happen that is going to surprise the creator of the man. So regardless of who is in office, and as much as this may sound cliche-ish, God is still in control. I've learned not to put my trust in man. I've learned not to put my trust in my own self, because I can't even lean to my own understanding. But in all of my ways, I must acknowledge God, and he will direct my path. In the midst of whatever changes take place, in the midst of whatever dealings happen, in the midst of whatever chaos ensues, I believe that my God is still in control. And he knows what's best for me in the midst of chaos. The transfer of power. It's a sad day to see such beautiful people leave the White House. I didn't say flawless, but beautiful people. Even their children had to endure what people said about their parents, what people even tried to say about them. And what I've learned from looking back at this situation is, you got to stick to your guns. You got to stick to what you believe. You got to stick to what you think is right. Now, if it's not right, get it right. But it's no different from people who are from different religions and backgrounds. They believe what they believe and they stick to it. Can you imagine having the weight of the United States of America on your shoulders and not feeling the support of the people who are supposed to help you make good decisions for the country, for all people? many days I would imagine that President Barack Obama struggled, not because he didn't know what decisions to make, but because he knew that the decisions that he would make would be rejected. Those decisions would be refused, rebutted, and argued away simply because it was his decision. I'm talking about the transfer of power today. There are people who relish in the fact that the Obamas are gone. And you know what? That's really okay, because you have a right to what your choice is. You have a right to your own opinion, and you like who you like and you dislike who you dislike. What I do think is going to happen is that people are going to start to realize, and I really believe they already have, that Donald J. Trump talks a lot and knows little. But I'm hoping that he will surround himself with people. Oops, don't know about that one. But I'm hoping that somebody will help lead and guide him so that he will make things good, better, fair for all people. But I got to tell you, I'm grown up enough to know that somebody's agenda doesn't always match the agenda of the people. Transfer of power. But for me in my house, yeah, I'm going a little bit spiritual on this one. Because I have to. Because my trust is not in a man, so I'm certainly not trusting in Donald Trump. I did not trust in Barack Obama, not for my life. I have to trust in the all-seeing, all-knowing God, whom I believe is in control. If I didn't have faith in God, and this is me personally, I would be a man most miserable. I would be wondering what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen in the next second, because legislation is already being created to undo some things that were benefiting people in the country that our new president is now in power of. We had some benefits, and some of those benefits have already been discontinued. And it was being done while we were sleeping. So I'm saying to us, I'm saying to all people, wake up, wake up, wake up this morning. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and see what's happening in America. There's an agenda in everybody's mind. But in the transfer of power, there is an agenda certainly for the one who is in power. But I'm going to say this morning, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So I need not fret, I need not fear. Things are not going to go the way I want them to go all the time, regardless of what the situation is. Because I do know you can't have everything your way. But I will say this, I will trust God to lead me through these next 4 years. And who knows? Maybe if we change the way we think about things, if we change the way we perceive things, we don't have to change who's in president. We can change ourselves. We can change how things go down for us as individuals, as communities, as people. I want what's best for me, but I also want what's best for you, and I want what's best for my neighbor. Because you know what? We're all in this together. And I've always been a person who's felt like what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And some things are very obvious. Some rights are very obvious and some wrongs are very obvious. But there are some underlying currents that only God knows and the people involved. But I will tell you this, there is nothing going down that my God doesn't see. There is nothing going down that he is not aware of, especially those things that affect his children. So I say to you this morning, and ladies, even as you are remembering that today, it's all about you. Just remember, it's all about how you think about a thing. Transfer of power. Let's transfer the power that we have given over to somebody else over us. Let's transfer that power back to ourselves. And let's make it do what it do. Have a great morning. And again, remember, it is all about you.